Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call today. Take a minute to tie up the game at Navy, please. And that we expect to see you back at home for the first time in a while to face Marshall on Saturday, please.
Obviously, it was a tough road one for us for the third one on a row. To be honest with you, just kind of one of those things that's tough with the whole program, tough for the players, tough on the coaches, just being on the road for 3 weeks in a row. But more importantly, just not playing real well and not finishing the things up. And you'd prepared so hard for Navy even throughout the summer and things like that. And it was the first time we kind of went into one of those ones or got into one of those ones and weren't able to adjust and really slow them down offensively at all. But the positive side of things that our offense kept us in it. They kept scratching, kept clawing. Gave us a little bit of an opportunity there at the end, to put some heat on and things like that. So things we got to find a way to build upon. Obviously playing better on the road, but really most importantly excited now about coming back home for 2 weeks straight here after being gone for almost a month. So we're excited to get back home here this weekend.
We'll take questions for Coach Luke Fickell, please. *1 on your telephone keypad. That will put you in the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
First, we'll go to Grant Trailer with the Herald-Dispatch.
Hey, Coach. How are you doing today?
How are we doing?
Pretty good. Obviously your ties with Urban Meyer are well noted, and Doc Holliday also has those similar ties. I was going to ask you, what is it about Urban Meyer's coaching style that allows his assistants to become successful head coaches down the road?
Well, I think his ability to push you, his ability to always kind of be, on you to get better. And I think those are the things that, he never lets you relax, never lets you coast. And those are the things that continue to drive you. And I think you see those guys that have all come from him that, whether they're their own person, not saying that Doc and I are the same guy, but obviously we're different in our own ways. But we have come from, some similarities. And I think that's what Coach Meyer does best is, he challenges you and he always talks to you about what are your goals. If you want to be a head coach, he puts some things in front of you that you need to do. And these are the things you need to challenge yourself with. And don't sleep on the game. So I think that's why you see so many guys that come from, underneath him or from, being with him for, who knows, 2, 3, 4, 5, even longer. They're, not only well prepared, but, a bit seasoned to be a head coach.
Do you see similarities with your all's program so far? I know that, looking across the board, obviously you all have a couple quarterbacks that are veterans, still trying to establish the run game both programs are and really shore up some things defensively as well.
Oh, yeah. I think the thing that, that you're going to get, obviously, maybe whether it's my philosophy, his philosophy, coming from where we come from, it's still about players, and the guys that play hard, and you can put those guys in place to allow them to play and make plays. And I think that's what you see from them as much as anything. They got playmakers, they got guys, they recruit well, and their ability to put them out there and let them play. I think that's, a similar philosophy of what we got. We got to make sure we can kind of get the ball in those guys' hands and, don't make it so sophisticated that we think we're going to outsmart everybody. But, the number one most important thing is your players.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Doug Smock with the Charleston Gazette-Mail.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach.
How we doing?
Oh, pretty good. About your defense, you had a tough time against Navy. Of course, that's a triple option and everything. Go back to the Miami game, and you held them under 300 total yards. Tell about what went right in that game, and who were some of your standouts in that game.
Well, again, it's as a whole, but we played well up front 2 weeks ago. I think our inside guys, statistically, whether they come up with a ton of things, did a good job for us. They really limited and helped us in the run game, but also applied some pressure in the passing game. And I think that's where we kind of had a good feeling that that's where we had to build and continue to build from. And I think that even last week, as bad as it was, there's still the inside play for us as guys that can play physical and, we can roll, 4 guys through there and keep those guys fresh. So I think the ability to be able to do that is going to benefit us, has benefited us, and will continue to benefit us.
Of course, you're a defensive player at Ohio State. How much has your imprint been able to rub off on that team so far?
Well, I think the most important thing for me is it's more about the culture and the philosophies. It's not as much of the imprint of, hey, whose defense is it, or how do you get? No, it's more about the core values to the things that we do, and I mean that on the field. The way you play the game, the tempo at which you play the game with, the toughness you play the game with. Those kinds of things to me are much more important than just to say, hey, is this going to be a 3-4? Is this going to be a 4-3? Is this going to be a 1 high, a 2 high? What's the philosophies? I mean, we got to continue to, make adjustments and adapt based on what our players can do. But we're going to guarantee and mandate that they, play at the tempo that we wish we to play them at, play with the toughness we want them to play them at, and play with the attitude that which we want them to play with.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
And do you have other questions for Coach Fickell? Star 1 on your telephone keypad, if so.